Hello everyone, this is Shayan Siddiqui with you, an expert business and economics teacher, an educationalist and a professional corporate trainer. Welcome to my channel. In this lecture, I'm going to cover with you MBO, Management by Objective. The idea was presented by Peter Drucker. The lecture is going to be in English language. If you want to watch the same lecture in Urdu language, just click on this link. This link will lead you to my Urdu language video for the same topic, Management by Objective by Peter Drucker. So without further delay, here we go. Welcome back, and here is the topic. Okay, so we are covering today MBO, Management by Objective. The idea was presented by Peter Drucker. This was a third perspective actually in the management science. This was a unique idea, and Peter Drucker presented this idea. First of all, he believes that employees are the key to success in any organization. They are the real asset, and that's my belief as well, and that many other management scientists, they believe that employees are the real asset for any organization. So he presented an idea that managers should not get too involved in daily operations or matters, especially in the areas where first line managers or the employees are experienced. It's fine. That's what he said. Let them work, because he believed in decentralized organizational structure. Centralization, decentralization, and so on, these are the organizational structure, and I'm gonna make a video on the organizational structures. You will be able to watch those videos very soon. So basically, Peter Drucker in MBO, he presented this idea that let your employees work because they are expert in their field. Don't get too much involved. That's what he said to managers. Okay, let's move on. Now let's move over the definition of management by objective, MBO. What exactly it is? MBO, management by objective, is a process in which management or employees both agree on a specific goal and then develop an efficient plan to reach to these goals. Try to understand. Both management and employees agree on a specific long-term goal or the objective, and then both of them are designing an efficient way to achieve it. So basically, what is the thing which is encouraged in MBO? That is employee participation. You are allowing your employees to participate in decision-making process. That's what we are going to study. Alright, now I will be giving you a real-life example of any fashion brand. Just take any fashion brand. Okay. For example, that fashion brand, clothing brand, decides to be the #1 fashion brand or #1 choice of customer in that specific country, in that specific market where they are operating. What do they have to do to reach that goal? Do they have to only provide trainings to customer service department, or only to marketing department, or only to production department, or only to finance department? No. They have to bring everyone on the point where everybody should realize, okay, yes, this is our goal, where we have to reach in future. Fine. So every department has to be aligned. Every department has to work hard. Every department, they have to provide trainings to every department, whether it is customer service, whether it's the supplier, anyone, they have to provide trainings. They have to support them so that all the departments should work together. This is basically an example of employee participation. And then they should all strive hard. They should take steps along with the management to achieve the set goal. This is the idea of MBO, management by objective. And I give you the real life example from any fashion designing business. Alright, so let's move over the next slide. And according to Peter Drucker, managers have 5 basic functions to perform. Now, what are these functions? First of all, like setting the objective. What does it mean by? Basically, managers are responsible for setting the organizational objectives. Now we are discussing the functions of managers according to Peter Drucker. Okay. Managers are the one responsible for setting the objectives. That's clear. Second one, he says that managers are responsible for managing the tasks and people in the organization or organizing the work. That is the responsibility of managers, to organize people and organizing the work. The third one, he says managers are responsible for communication and motivating the team. Communicating with team, clear communication, any type of communication or motivation of the team is the responsibility of managers who are leading that team. Okay, moving on. He says that they are responsible for measuring the performance of the employees. Like, it's the job of manager to make sure appraisal process, what exactly it is. In that process, basically, managers measure the performance of the employees, whether they are meeting the expected level or no, because they have to follow a specific path in order to achieve the objective goal. Now, the problem is that appraisal is a long topic. It's a detailed topic. I provide different trainings to HR department about appraisal. Appraisal should be fruitful. Appraisal should be taking place in a proper manner, but that's not the topic. I will make another video on appraisal. You will be able to understand that. And the last one, but not least, the fifth one, he says that managers are responsible for developing, grooming, and training people. Development of their skills, abilities, grooming their talent, and train them. Like, if the employees, if the workers really need training, this is the job of manager to provide them the required trainings. So now I think these 5 functions of managers which were presented by Peter Drucker in MBO, they are clear to you. 5 functions. I have explained you each and every single function in details. Alright, let's move over the next slide and how to set the objectives in MBO. Over here, Drucker suggested 4-point agenda to deal with business goals or objective issues. Now, the first one you see here is managers must set out clear objectives. Objectives should be very clear and they must be communicated to everyone. Clear objective, okay, like we have to increase 5% market share by the end of this year. This is a clear objective. We have to be #1 school in this country. Clear objective. We have to be the top fashion brand in the market we are operating, or in South Asian market. Clear objective. Try to understand. So the first thing is objectives should be very clear. The second one which you see here is they must make plans and everyone should realize the objective. Anyone who is working in the organization should realize the objective. It should not be like, oh man, I don't know why are we working in this organization. Oh, I don't know where the organization is. I'm just working here to collect my salary check and that's it. No, everybody, even from the security person till the top CEOs, they must realize what the long-term objectives of the organization are. The third one here, whatever the objective or the plan they have set, they must stick to it. Stick to it, because everybody was involved in setting that plan of action, the course of action, that set objective. Everybody was involved in that, so must stick to it. There is no point of just dragging out your set objective. All right, number 4, which is monitor the performance. That's very, very important. Why? Because you have to monitor the performance not only of yours, but your team, your department, individuals as well, whether they are performing as per the expected level or no. How is their performance going? What are the weak areas? Whether they need some training, whether they need some support or something like that. So you have to continuously monitor that, and you also have to deal with the obstacles. So try to understand. So this was the 4-point agenda of setting objectives in MBO presented by Peter Drucker. Moving on, Now, how to plan MBO? I actually divided this in two main areas: complication and complexity. Now, try to understand what complications are. Implementation of MBO is not an easy process. It's a complex process that businesses have to go through because there are large number of employees involved at different hierarchical level. Many employees are involved in it, and it actually makes the system even more complex. So how to plan MBO? First thing, to deal with the complication, and I just explained you like complication. The first complication is here, that many people are involved in decision making at different hierarchical level. That makes the system more and more complicated. The second one is in real world strategy goal, which are actually called the corporate goals or the long-term goals for any organization. They are basically set by the top level management. So sometimes this becomes even more complex because they are setting a long-term goal, and what if people are not involved in setting the goal? So the system actually becomes a little bit complex because their level of thinking is totally different from the people who are working at different hierarchical levels. The second one is complexity. Now, complexity starts where higher level management has to involve at different hierarchical levels and ask them to contribute. And in reality, nobody wants higher management to get involved in petty issues or at different hierarchical level that they are operating on, they are working on. So this actually makes the system even more complex to achieve the organizational goal because they are getting involved. People don't want them to get involved. They are inviting everyone to get involved, participate. This makes the system more and more complex. Okay, moving on, employee participation in MBO. That's very important. As I told you, the employee participation is very important in MBO. In MBO, orders should not only be passed down to the lower hierarchical level, first of all. Okay, instead there should be the proper discussion and negotiation should take place. The people should also be encouraged to participate in those negotiations. Like it should not be the autocratic style that only the orders are coming from up to down. No, in MBO basically this is an idea. There should be two-way communication. Allow them to participate, take their inputs, take their ideas and use them. Okay, if I now ask you like what are the reasons behind this, basically there are two more reasons. First of all, practically, people working at lower hierarchical level, they are the front-line fighters with that specific issue or the problem they are dealing with, the area they are working in. So they know the specific issue, how to deal with that, the specific problem, how to solve. Are you getting my point? They are encountering with these things at that level. So when you ask them to participate in decision making and setting the goals or the objective, they would definitely give you the real picture of that organization. Like, sir, you don't know, this is the actual problem at this place. Try to understand. For example, if you take an example of any school, the higher level management deciding, okay, now we have to do this and that, stick to the lesson plan. For example, in the class, you're not allowed to drag out from your lesson plan. Now, it doesn't work at all. Why? Because as a teacher, you are the frontline fighter there. You know exactly that if you ask a question to Mr. X, he does not know that. You asked another question which is below the level. He doesn't know that. You ask a third question which is even below. He doesn't know that. That's your job as a teacher, to teach him that specific content on spot so that he must be able to understand. That's your job as a teacher, to raise his level. That's not written in the lesson plan. Management, the top managers, the top heads of any organization, they don't realize this. They don't know. Like they have just, so basically when you involve teachers, for example, when you involve the frontline fighters, for example, in decision making and setting the objective, they will tell you, no sir, we have to change the policy. We cannot get stick to the lesson plans because we normally deal with uncountable number of issues at the ground level. So second thing is, when you allow your employees to participate, it motivates them. It is motivating for the employees because they will have a feel that their voice is heard. They will have a feel that they are valuable for the organization, and they will have a feel that fine, we are getting strong bond with the organization. Strong bonding and commitment will lead them to achieve the organizational goals. So that is basically, I wanted to discuss with you this idea in details, because employee participation is very important in any organization. All right, let's move over the next slide. Rewards and compensation. You're just asking your employees to participate. Why should they participate? Obviously, they expect something. As a human being, if I do anything, like if I'm making this video, I expect that you will watch this video at least. I expect that you will share this video. I will expect that you will leave a like or a motivating comment. That's it. I'm not charging fees for that, but this is what my expectation is from my viewers. So the important thing is, there must be the reward system or the compensation system in MBO. What exactly it is? The workers must be compensated financially for their achievements of the set targets or the objectives. Number one, they must be given some financial rewards. That can be the bonus, that can be extra payment or anything. Managers and the workers both must be paid. Both must be paid, because managers are not that they will only be working. No, they must be paid. The attractive rewards such as bonuses if they achieve the set targets, because financial rewards are the main motivators. I just explained you. And if you haven't watched my video on motivation, the idea which was presented by Frederick Taylor, the link is here. Just click on this link. This link will lead you to my video. You can watch that. Basically, Frederick Taylor presented an idea that people can only be motivated by money. So the primary motivation comes by financial rewards. Okay, so now the rewards which are directly linked with the compensation, actually they will force the business, the workers, the employees and everyone to achieve that specific goal. So there must be direct link of the reward with the objective, with the set targets, so that the person can see, okay, all right, if I achieve this, I'm going to get this. If I achieve that, I'm going to get that. Okay, try to understand. And basically the reward system will force everyone to concentrate on the set targets and the objectives to achieve, because that is obvious thing. It's like room theory. It's like expectancy theory. The person will be running for something because they can see something behind something. Are you getting my point? So I have covered this topic with you today. The topic was Management by Objective, MBO by Peter Drucker. In next video, I will be explaining you the advantages and disadvantages of MBO. So you have to stay with me if you really want to understand this topic. I hope you have understood this topic. If you didn't understand, you can leave the comment. You can even send me emails as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I request you to please do so. And if you have already subscribed to it, thank you so much, but please refer my channel to others so that they can also benefit from my lectures. Thank you so much for watching.